Alright, let's level up to 6. Ludens don't go really well. This is an example of one build you guys could do. What's a toggle over teleport? Just fast forward until we get blast cone. Where's the fast forward button? There. Waiting for the plants. Alright, so like, if someone's doing dragon, for example, and you want to get in, you can just charge ult like this, press W, you'll be invisible on the way up, but it's all about timing. So right here, it says your ult basically has a 1.25 second channel. So just flash. Oops. Shift S. So yeah. Let's see. Another really good. There's gonna be a blast cone here too. So when you're trying to do the blast cone thing, you wanna W before you blast cone over, because if you W like this, your clone's gonna hit the wall and it's gonna try a path that way. You won't reveal yourself walking over because your clone's gonna path around to go that way like a normal pathing would. So your clone won't be going over the wall. They won't know you're coming. You'll be jumping up and then ulting over invisibly, and then your ult will give them like almost no time to react. So you'll be in the air here. That's when you'll appear. Then by the time you jump down, they have to like instantly flash. Like if they don't flash right away, they're literally gonna get stuck. It's a really good way to get engages on, and like people never really see this coming. So I'll refresh. So another thing that I see that people don't do is let's do right here. Is the E flash. People don't do this. If you E then flash, it comes out immediately where you stand at. So if you stand here, you E here, it comes from there instead, not from here. So it's a really good way for people to get pick up some early kills in lane because people don't expect this. So like usually I'll just walk around lane. I'll go for Qs here and there. I'll just get some Qs off when they're approximately 300 HP, and if you have Ignite up and your E, you just keep walking around. You wait, and then you just try to look for good positioning, and then you just go E flash. You Q, and then you ignite. Or you want to ignite as soon as you hit land that E, because you want to ignite first. That way their pots they aren't as effective. Then they heal less, and since they're rooted, your Q will probably get maybe 2, maybe 1. You'll hit the 1 for sure, but maybe 2 or 3. Depends on how they move. If they instantly flash, they burn a flash, so you have kill pressure in lane. And then they'll also basically have to play back at tower pretty much, and you just keep poking through minions and just doing. So people say her E's hard to land. I find it actually pretty easy. So when you want to move, you want to just walk at angles. If you walk at angles, they're gonna walk like this way. They're gonna walk up. So if you walk this way, what other way do they have to go? They have to go down. So you just when you're walking up, and then they're walking towards you up too, but then they're all the way close to this wall. The only way they can go is down. So you want to aim a little bit lower and sort of angle. And like the hitbox is a little weird. So like if you go like right there, it's gonna hit to a champion, not to a minion, but like if you hit like barely to the side on a champion, it's actually gonna hit them. I'm not sure if a dummy. It should work. Yeah, see, like you're a little bit to the side. You're not even like hovered exactly on it, but it'll still hit them. Let's see how far you had to go. So you have to be, the center has to be right there. I need mana. Yeah, so you just have to learn the hitbox of your E. It just depends on a champ's. It varies by champion too. Wilmers? I played against you, buddy? I'm sorry, dude. I don't have my phone out right now. It's charging because it's dead. So I don't have my Twitch open out, so I have to alt tab. Who did you play? Reminds me of someone I played against. Lol. Yeah, so like it varies by champion. Some champions have bigger hitboxes, so it makes it a little easier for you to land E. But most of the time, if you get close enough, it'll actually hit them. Another thing about Q is, let's clear target enemies. I don't know how to. So when you're under tower and you're trying to freeze on your opponent, don't Q like really long. Use like part of it, like just like a small radius, like probably like right there, just the edge, barely enough to hit a minion. Like you just want to do barely enough. Oh there. Yeah. So let's see. Let's go to the top lane. Top lane has a lot of minions. Let's show it. So you want to just go like that. You just want to kill one minion if you're trying to freeze. You gotta remember, if you kill a minion, it's just gonna keep bouncing, and your Q has pretty high damage on the first one. So you just gotta be aware of that. Yeah, either on scrap. What? I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying, man. Alright, so another thing about your ult is, so like, you have 1.25 seconds before you leap in the air, right? So in that 1.25 second, you can literally use anything you want. You can just ult. And if you press hourglass in the air and you spam it, when you get out of your ult, immediately when you land, you'll get your hourglass. Yeah, like that. So if you're trying to get into position and you forgot to hourglass before, you can always just spam hourglass and you'll get after. But the only thing is, if you hourglass after and you die, it's not gonna cast your hourglass. So like if you die midair, that's the only way to cancel a Neeko's ult. You have to kill her. Like if you don't kill her, you can just get out. Let's see what else is here. So another helpful thing is when you're trying to roam, let's do bot lane for example. So you're in here, right? So your invisible is 0.5 seconds. So if you go W backwards, you get 0.5 seconds towards a lane, and it's actually really helpful because, like, if the laners are right here and this bush is not warded, you W backwards and just run in. It helps a lot. It gives you that, like, even 0.5 seconds might not sound like a lot, but it's actually extremely helpful in getting there. I play with Neeko. Oh yeah, that's a different one, man. Yeah, my IGN's 3 E's and 3 I's. So it's slightly different. But yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. Same thing, so same thing with like Pro Belt. So you can like ult and just Pro Belt forward for like closer engage. I don't know, people say it's clunky, but I think it's fine. I don't see anything wrong with it. You just want to ult like 1, 2. If you count like a quick 1, 2, you can get your Pro Belt off. Pro Belt really helps you because it gives you a little distance. It's about this far in distance. It might not seem like a lot, but that might be the difference between someone being inside your ult and being outside of your ult. It's extremely helpful. Okay, let's see. So ult flashes. I mean, ult flash is fairly simple. You just go like W. Time that around. I was trying to get over the wall. So you get something like that. Your W is sort of a indicator of how long it'll take to get there. What the fuck? Huh? Hold up, that was weird. That was really weird. My ult didn't cast there at that. Yeah, when I flashed over the wall, my ult got cancelled. Or that was weird. I think that was a bug.
Cái này hôm bữa con chỉnh cái âm thanh ở trên cái phone con chỉnh sao?
Nope, go phone on side.
Bây giờ ba thấy chỉnh không có tác dụng nữa.
Có đâu biết.
Cái reset sao?
Yeah, cái đâu sao gì đâu. Oh yeah, I want to see. I think this might work. So if you ult, oh yeah, I forgot. You ult. I'm trying to get this to work. There should be a blast gun over here. So I'm not sure if this works or not. So I want to test if it actually works. If you can ult and then hourglass midair. I think I timed that wrong. Alright, so ult. It doesn't work. I was gonna see if you like literally can hourglass midair or something, where if you get over it, it'll be a safer choice because like it gives them even less, makes you really safe. Hey, Evening Moo, how are you? Yeah, it doesn't work. I really don't know any other tips except for that. Those are pretty. I don't know. Neeko doesn't have that many different things to her really. There's just like those are just some quick tips I think people might not know. I think everything else is just fairly straightforward that you could figure out. Maybe W's and ways of juke. So your W's 0.5 and creates a clone. So the thing is, if you're in like mid lane, you have to click almost instantly. Like if you don't, so like if you do it straight, they're actually gonna think it's you. So you want to do a little sideways. You see how the distance is similar? So if you W straight, your clone's gonna run slightly faster ahead of you because the moment you click it or cast it, it'll start running. Whereas you have to right click, so you're always gonna be slightly slower than your clone. So that might you might not want to go straight per se because unless you're running in opposite directions. Because if you're like going the same direction and you summon a clone, they're always gonna hit the back one, because they're probably gonna know it's you. I mean, sometimes they don't. They might think it's the front one, but like you always want to do like an angle when you use your W, because like your distance between you two are gonna be the same. So you want to create distance, but you also don't want to do like this or something, because obviously you're not gonna run that way, right? You're gonna try to go for tower unless you want juke. Actually gonna. So if you want to go that way, I mean, you go that way, you just run the opposite way. They'll go for the tower one because they'll always think it's the one that wants to get to tower first. So you wanna, it's just it's mind games really. People say this can't really trick people, but I don't think so. I really can't show you guys stuff with transforming because there's no one else. But if you transform into someone, your ult will be completely concealed. It's extremely helpful. And then you can W to get even closer, because they'll know it's you for sure there, but like it's harder for them to react because like when you're transforming, you're ulting already, then you just W, your ult's charging, you randomly just disappear off the map. They can't see you, and then you just reappear and you're casting your ult. That's another really good way to get ult in on a team fight. Another it's really good in lane 2. So if say enemy champion here is 500 HP, you're transformed into say a Vayne ADC for example. You would just walk around CS like normal. You charge your ult, and then you just flash. Oh, mess up. You just flash onto them, and you just EQ because your ult's gonna root them on when it lands. So yeah, and you also gain a shield. So that's a really good way to catch someone off guard and get like a cheeky little first blood. It might not work often because like your flash is up only so often, you know. But you can probably pull that off once every game. You can probably get that. So there's 2 points in a game during laning that you can pretty much get off. You basically you're level 3. You're level 3 or level 4. When you first level up your W, you have them powered auto. You want to charge that up on minions, but also like try last hit minions. So that way, while also queuing the champ, so you just get them low, say 350 at the most. But 300 is a safe zone. That's a guaranteed kill. If they're at 300, you just flash EQ ignite. That should be a kill with an auto because your auto's gonna reach and it's gonna be empowered auto. So that's at level 3 or 4, that's 1 point in laning where Neeko can get a kill. Another point is when you hit 6. When you're level 5, you want to begin poking again. You want to poke them. So if you get the successful kill at 3 or 4, they'll be coming back around level 4 or 5 or 6. At this point, you want to poke again. You want to let the minions go. So you want to queue like sideways. Like you see that minion right there? You want to queue that minion plus the champion. You want to avoid hitting as many minions as possible. Because if you're killing all those minions, it won't shove to you. If she's under tower, you really can't dive her. It's a little difficult, and it's risky. So you want to queue like only the champion and like minimal amount of minions as possible, so you could get the wave pushing towards you. Once the wave starts pushing towards you, you can look for your ult flash. You can maybe W2 if you want. If you want to go invisible and get closer to guarantee like a center of your ult, so in case they flash or something, you might flash the edge or like they have like a Z trying WA or something like that. It if they have fast enough reaction, they might flash it. But if you burn flash for flash, it's not too bad because your ult's gonna be a pretty low cooldown. Another thing that people don't really do with Neeko is ult for wave clear. You can ult for wave clear to get a good back time. If, for example, you're in a bad matchup, you're into Yasuo, Yasuo's shoving, there's a huge wave, and you haven't backed. He's pressuring you, so you want to just, let's clear all the dummies. You just want to ult onto a wave, pretty much, and just clear it to back. Like, you can clear a whole entire wave with just ult EQ, for sure. You'll just clear the whole wave. Let's see, one thing people don't do is, if you can't E through minions, if you Q E rather than EQ, then all through. Yeah, that's another thing. It's a really fast thing. So I do Q E a lot. Most of the time late game, I'll just only QE pretty much because it actually does more damage than your EQ. Because when you EQ, you E first and you Q, but you'll probably only get one proc on Q because it's gonna time out by the time. It's only 1.3. It's 2 if you hit through 2 enemies, but that's only if you do through minions. Only through minions will actually do as much damage as your first one. Because your E is a set amount of damage, whereas your Q has 3 procs. You want to maximize your 3 procs, so yeah, that's another thing I forgot to mention. Uh, that's basically all I have. It's like, that's all you can do to practice. You guys, basically just want to practice timing. So you just want to ult. Pretty much. You want to ult flash. You guys need to like that's something because like you want to minimize the amount of time they have to react by perfectly getting this. So when you ult then flash when you're like transform, you want to have this as close to that 1.25 seconds as possible. You want it like as close as possible because if you do it too soon and you're ulting like here, they see you, they'll just flash out. You want to actually just wait. Or if you want, you can flash and W flash, I mean. So W and flash. As long as it's like as close as you can get it to the 1.25 seconds of Neeko leaping into the air, you'll give him less time to react. So that's all I really have for Neeko's tricks and tips, pretty much. Let's see, what else is there? So I can show you guys different builds now. I saw that. Let's see what I am forgetting. Oh, Hourglass. This is the most standard build I go. This is standard. I'm currently playing Arcane Comet with Nullifying Orb. I don't believe Neeko has any mana issues. If you're running out of mana in lane, you're just spamming too much. I mean, running out of mana to clear a wave, trying to back is fine, because, I mean, you're backing, but that's a completely different story. But, absolute focus, I like the 40 AP late game when you're 70% or higher. Then the CDR. I don't think Neeko needs lower CDR. This is 30% build. Your ult's already a 60-second cooldown, so like you can literally ult whenever you want to clear out waves to back. And I take Scorch. It's all about laning. Neeko's laning is her strongest part, and you just want to capitalize on people's mistakes, and you want to play to her strength, with this, which is her laning. Her mid game is pretty good still, but her late game is mediocre because it's extremely hard to get in when people are grouped. When you're mid game, it's much easier because it's like people are all over the place trying to catch sideways, so it's easier for picks. And there's scrappy fights. People are spread out more. Whereas late game, everyone can one shot each other. They're all grouped up, so it's that's why Neeko's late game is one of her weaker parts. Let's see. Let's go to another build. So if you go aftershock, I think just basically going a little bit more on the tanky side helps. So when I go aftershock build, I'll go this. Ah shit. Whoops, minions ended. I'll just explain it with the runes. Okay, so for aftershock, I'll go Roa into Morello, into Hourglass, into Deathcap, and then Void Staff. Another really good item you can go into make Neeko a little bit tankier would be probably Pro Belt. Pro Belt be pretty good, but Pro Belt I only like taking into those mobile matchups like Yasuo who can like dash out, Fizz, Lucian, Ezreal. Those champs that can like blink or just get away and create distance between you. So yeah, this is the example for Neeko for one. Let's create another one. Let's see. Let's get all the AP items on one. Probo is really good if your team has poor initiative. Yeah. It's a Probo's basically an engage tool. So these are situational items. So Roa goes pretty well with Protobelt because it gives you an HP. You're like getting approximately 3,200 or 3,300 HP with this build. So I don't think Rylai's is good. Rylai's is pretty bad on Neeko. Like your Q already slows. You have CC and E, so there's really no point in getting more slows. Your ult really isn't gonna do jack shit because your ult's gonna root. So like, what was that slow really gonna benefit you? It gives you HP and AP. That's good, but the unique ability is just not worth it to get in terms of like a Void Staff where you get 40% Magic Pen. Hourglass is pretty core in Neeko. I don't know why people say it's not core. It's she has to literally get into melee range for ult, which means she's gonna take a lot of damage. So it's gonna be really really difficult for people for you to get in without dying. So where's Deathcap? Is it on here? Oh, there it is. I usually go for Deathcap like third item because Deathcap just basically just like multiplies your AP. It's extremely helpful. I get Morello most of the time. It's the only item I switch out for Void if you don't have enough stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, probably. Oops. You get Morello and then Boots. Where's Boots? Boots. So I really like the Sork boots in combination with Morello because that's 32 magic pen you're getting. 32 magic pen is extremely good. So this is what you would go with the aftershock. Let me name this. Here now I'll show you guys my save. Let's go into my aftershock runes. So the reason why people might think Aftershock Sword Troll is because it's it relies on your E, but you landing your E is not that difficult. I take this into Zed, Fizz, LeBlanc, Yasuo matchups, into the more difficult matchups. This is really good. It gives you approximately 970 armor and magic resist early, and goes to like 120 or something like that later in the game. So it's like pretty good for surviving laning against those really tough matchups. I'll go Demolish. Demolish helps with her turret taking, which she is extremely powerful at with her passive 3-hit passive. I don't think this is very good, or Shield Bash. Your Shield Bash relies too much on your ult. This basically heals your allies, which is pretty much useless unless this is pretty good of your support, but Demolish is just the best. Bone plating is probably the best in terms of laning because it gives you that shield. So like if Zed's gonna Q you, he's gonna do less damage. The second win is into poke matchups. I would take this into say Xerath, Lux. What else pokes a lot? Maybe a Victor, stuff like that. Conditioning, I don't think you need. Yeah, I'd probably take bone plating 90% of the time. So unfinching is pretty good. Gives you tenacity, but I don't think she needs the resistances because you're probably not BN. Heals and shields. I don't think you really need this. Your shield's already extremely powerful with the high AP ratio. So I would just opt for the overgrowth, which will basically just make you tankier. It just stacks up with your HP that you already have with your Proto Belt, and then your Roa. Yeah, this I've been testing. I don't think you need mana flow. I mean, 250 mana. You guys shouldn't be spamming. You gotta play smart with your abilities. Nimbus Cloak doesn't really work because it only you don't get the full 2.5, so it's not worth it. Transcendence is all right if you guys really want the CDR. I think it'll be better as support or something if you want, but Absolute Focus is just much better overall. It gives you that 40 AP when you're level 18, and it scales. This is what you take on a secondary tree, and then because this build is like 20%, I I just get a little bit more, 10% CR when you're level 18. It's pretty good. You get percentage of scaling based off level. You get 1% at level 1. This I usually go for just straight up the adaptive force. You can go armor or magic resist depending on the matchup. I go health on standard ones. If you're into a really hard matchup, like I said, you can just go into armor and stuff. Uh, yeah. All right. So Jungle Neeko. Jungle Neeko, I take Predator because I think it really helps with her ganks more. You run in super fast. You can position with your ult. Cheap Shot, I think is really good. So the reason why I don't take Taste of Blood, which I really like, is because you don't proc it as much because you're jungling, right? So you're gonna be farming the jungle more. So with Cheap Shot, when you gank, you have slightly more damage. Eyeball Collection's probably the best one out of the others. Zombie Ward could be an option. Ghost Pour, I don't know. Ghost Pour is a little risky on Neeko early game to actually utilize as well. You wanna put into your enemy side, which if you put on your side, I guess you get vision, but you don't really gain much. You get adaptive force if it's on their side, but it's not worth it. I forgot Ingenious Hunter because you're taking predators for your boots. You want Ingenious Hunter. You can take this too if you want to gank a lot. I don't think Ultimate Hunter's needed. Your ult cooldowns are already so low. Like with 45%, I mean 40% CDR, you'll probably have like a 50 something second ult anyways. With my 30% builds, you usually just get like a 60-second cooldown. Ravenous Hunter, not worth it because jungle. Absolute Focus, you want as because you're jungling. You'll probably smite and then heal. There's like plants and stuff. You'll probably most likely be above 70% HP. I mean, if you don't, then you won't get the bonus, but I mean it's whatever. I like walking because you can walk through a river really fast in control. I take attack speed to proc your W more in the jungle. It helps you clear level 1 faster too because your Q is a pretty long cooldown, so it helps with clears. Um, I take adaptive for more AP and then armor to take less damage from the camps. If you really want to, or you're not really good at kiting the camps, you can use your get another flex armor. So a thing about Neeko jungle is you can W. If you W in the opposite direction and you do it correctly, it can tank maybe one shot of a jungle camp. So yeah. Let's see. There's AD Neeko. I've been testing. Press the attack. I didn't really like it. Lethal tempo is probably the best one. AD Neeko. I wouldn't suggest playing AD Neeko because I don't think it's that good. Let's see. I mean, it's pretty standard stuff, like standard ADC sort of style. Let's see. So Arcane Neeko. Did I explain this? No, I don't think so. So Arcane Comet. Why do I take Arcane Comet over the other stuff as standard? I take it because for laning, it procs much more. It has more damage and scales better than the other runes. Phase Rush is meh because you have to proc it 3 times. You get move speed, which doesn't really help you too much, I guess. Comet's just probably the best. Airy, if you're Airy's not that bad actually. I played it a couple times. You auto and then it'll proc quite often. It procs really often in lane, but it's slightly less damage than Comet overall. Take Nullifying Orb. I explained it earlier. It just gives you a shield when you're lower, especially to magic damage. Because majority of meta mids right now are just AP. Cassio, LeBlanc, Galio. You can take mana flow if you really want to. If you're really bad at managing your mana or you want that extra mana, absolute focus, AP. If you really want, you can take transcendence. But I prefer the extra APs. Scourge for laning just gives you that extra damage. I've been testing this, but most of the time I would run the double healing setup. Double healing is extremely good. I am super aggressive, so I'm going to Triumph and Coup de Grace. You can go Presence of Mind, I guess, but I don't suggest it. I don't think it's good. And I don't think any of these other ones are that good either. So, yeah, there's that. Um, so, what? Oh yeah, Roa build with Arcane. Give me a second. So this is a Roa build with Arcane. Arcane Neeko, the Comet Neeko. This is I'll take this into matchups that have 5 burst champs, or like just a ton of bursty champs that you just want that extra HP to survive. I'll go Rod of Ages into Morello. Oh yeah, Sork Boots of course. You'll get Sork Boots as soon as possible, pretty much. But you want to get this fast so you can start stacking it. You go that. You go Hourglass, and then you go Death Cap. Then you go Void. So this is what I would take on. Yeah, you take this versus burst comps. I probably don't want to duplicate this. Alright. Um, that's pretty much all the builds I really use.